Good morning. In the last session, we are discussing the multi-threading in Java. In that, we have discussed about what is multitasking, multi-threading, and also we discussed what is the difference between concurrency and parallelism. Then after that, exactly what is meant by thread. Regarding thread, what we discussed is thread is a lightweight process. Then after that, we discussed what are the life cycle methods of threads, and after that we discuss how to create a thread. Threads can be created two ways. One is extending the thread class, second one is implementing a runnable interface. Then after that we are also discussed about how stack will be created. For creating each and every new thread, the Java compiler is going to create one new stack. So this is also we discussed. Now we are going to discuss about using IsAlive and join. What is IsAlive and join is, if you want to know whether your thread is running or not, for that we want to dead. For that we use the method IsAlive. And what is join also? What is a join is, I will give a clear definition. What is a join? What is join is, for example, you want your current running thread to be waited for certain amount of time, then not time, if it has to wait for some time, then we can call the method called as the join method. I can explain this through a simple programming concept, then you can understand in a better manner. See this particular program. First, how we can go into verify whether the particular thread is live or not. See this. Here I have a thread called as my thread 2, which is extending the thread class. Then automatically the threads run method we are overriding. In that, the first statement what I have written is system.out.println r1. So it's simple. After printing r1, it is the thread is going to sleep for 500 milliseconds. Then after that, if thread is invoked, and also automatically thread dot one important point what we need to understand is, when the thread dot sleep 500 is going to execute, automatically the compiler is going to generate an interrupted exception. That interrupt exception is caught by this particular catch block, then it prints the output out. So like this, what I have done it like this, I have written my thread program. And for that particular thread, I have created two objects, T1 and T2. Those two threads, T1 and T2, I am started. So automatically the start method is going to call run. So what by executing the run method, what we are expecting is, first it's going to print run. First is going to print R1. After that 500 milliseconds, the thread is going to sleep. Then after that, automatically the intersection generated is going to print. That is, each and every thread started is print R1, R2, and that is the output we are expecting. And also, what is our main intention is, we want to determine whether our threads are in the living state or dead state. So how we can determine is, for that we are having a method called t1.isAlive. So by using this particular method, t1.isAlive method, we are going to determine whether the particular thread is live or not. So if the thread is in the running mode or live state, it will return the value true, otherwise it is the value false. Just check the particular execution of the program. So now I'm compiling the executing the program. So see, so the program has returned me true. So that means true means for IsAlive, whatever the IsAlive I asked, for the return the value is true. Then the thread is running, it is printed first R1 for the my thread 1, and for second thread for it is printed R1. Once again the threads are going to sleep for 500 milliseconds. Then after that, automatically interrupt exception going to generate their printing R2 and so by the by program. So how we can determine whether a particular thread is going to be executing or in the dead state is by using a method called as elif. So next topic in our concept is whether the particular thread, so we want to wait our thread for certain amount of time, that is join method. So I can explain that through some simple program sets. The previous program itself, I run a small modification. I removed the is alive part, and only the threads are going to print only R1 and R2. So my thread is waiting for 5000 milliseconds. Then after that is printing the R2. So now see here, what I have done is simply same program, that is alive I removed. Now what is happening is, why I am getting these output R1, R1, R2, R2 is this R1 is belongs to the T1 thread object, and this R1 is belongs to the T2 thread object, and is R2 for T1 thread of T1. And now what I want to do is, so who called these particular two threads T1 dot start, T2 dot, these two threads are created by my main method. If you want the main method want to have to wait for until T1 to be completed, then only it has to do some work. Then how we can do that is by calling a method called as the joining method. See here, I done a small modification in that particular same previous program. What I had done is, after calling T1 dot start, my main thread, current thread is the what is our current thread is main thread. My main thread need to wait until T1 has to be finished the job. So now what I done is T1 dot join. Then automatically the main thread waits for until T1 is going to be completed. So then after that I am calling T2 dot start. See the program, how this particular program is executing. So it's very careful observe. First thread T1 object has started and it's printed R1 R. Then after that only, so previous, so if you see the previous output, how we are getting the output is, we are getting R1, R1, R2, R2. That means both the threads T1 and T2 are started, and after that they both threads are waited for 500 milliseconds. Then they printed the R2, R2. Now what is happen? Now here see, in this particular where when we are using the join, what is happening is that the second thread, my main thread is not doing any activity. It is waiting for the particular T1 has to finish the job, then only the other work has to be it is going to do other job. So this is how we can make our current thread to be wait for a certain amount of time. So this is the advantage of the method join method. So what is the advantage of the join method is, we can wait for a particular thread to be finished. So I think you understand that particular concept very well. Now next thing is priority of thread. What is priority of thread is, in basically Java virtual machine, here we can follow thread scheduling. What is thread scheduling is, the threads which are having highest priority, they are going to execute it first. So highest priority is basically the thread priorities will range from, thread priorities range from 1 to 10. So basically the thread priorities are going to range from 1 to 10. So highest priority is 10 and lowest priority is 1. Or we are also having some fixed parameters are there. By using them also we can assign the priority. So first one is min priority, it assigns the priority 1. Norm priority, it is assigns the priority 5. And max priority, it is going to assign the priority 10. And also in Java virtual machine, we will follow a kind of scheduling called as preemptive scheduling. So what is scheduling is, which thread has to be executed first, then after that which thread has to be followed. That kind of decision is taken by the thread scheduler. But what is preemptive scheduling is, for example, a thread with priority 5 is executing. For example, a thread with 5 is executing. For example, now a thread with priority 4 comes to the thread scheduler. Then automatically the thread scheduler will not accept this particular 4. Why? Because 4 is having the least priority compared with the currently running thread 5. For example, if a thread with 7 priority will come, then the 7 is greater than the current executing thread, then automatically the current thread will be suspended, and for the 7th priority thread is given chance to execution. So this kind of a scheduling is called as the preemptive scheduling. This kind of preemptive scheduling which is followed in the Java programming. So here I can explain with a simple program how we can assign a priority for each and every thread. For example, here I have a simple class called as test multi priority, which is extending the thread class. Within the run method, to know the current running thread name, I am using the method thread.current. Thread.current thread will give me the whatever the thread which is currently running, and get name will retrieves me the thread name of the particular thread. Now within that method run method only, I have another statement, that is thread.current thread get priority. What is the priority of the current thread running? So by get priority is the method which will give us the priority of the current thread which is executing. Now what I am doing is, for the particular test multi priority 1 pro class, I am created two objects m1 and m2, and for m1 with the help of the set priority method I am assigning the constant thread dot min priority. Thread dot, in the previous topic previously I told, thread dot min priority is going to assign the priority 1, and for the m2 I am setting the priority thread dot max priority, that value is going to be 10. So now I am calling m1 dot start and m2 dot start. Automatically two tests are going to be started, and what is the output we are going to be seen? I will show with the help of the small program C. See, so what we have done is we created two threads. For the second thread, I assign the priority 10, and the first priority I assign the thread 1. That's why it is showing me running thread priority is 1. For the statement, I assign thread min priority is showing 1 and thread max priority is showing 10. So this is how we, by using the get priority method, we can retrieve the priority of a thread, and by using the set priority method we are going to set the priority. So we can specify the values, or we can also specify the fixed constants. If you assign min priority is going to be 1, if you assign max priority it is going to be 10, and if you assign norm priority 5. If you don't assign any priority, the default priority each and every thread is going to take is 5. So norm priority means 5. So default priority for each and every thread is the 5. So next topic is synchronization. So what is meant by synchronization is a very important concept in operating system. So what is synchronization is, I will explain very simply. For example, I have a resource called as X. If I have two processes, one is P1, another one is P2. If both P1 and P2 wants to access the resource at the same time, we may face the conflict. And also, for example, if P1 is performing some read operation and P2 is performing some write operation, so read and write are called as the conflict operations. So for example, P1 has read a value of 5 and P2 is updated the same X value with the 6. That means whatever the read performed by P1 is a old value, so it leads to the data inconsistent problems. To avoid these kind of problems, we go with the synchronization. What is synchronization is, at a time the resource can be used by single that means if P1 wants to read, the resource X being locked with, the resource X will be locked with this particular P1 only. Until P1 completes the work, P2 cannot access. After P1 releases only, P2 can start the work. So this is how we can able to avoid the data inconsistency problems by using concept called as synchronization. This is also called as mutual exclusive lock. So, but how this kind of mutual exclusion block we can going to implement in the Java programming, I can explain very soon. So here we can apply this particular synchronization in two ways. One is synchronization applying for the methods, and second one is synchronization can be applied to a block. So I can explain through simple programs. Please observe. Now here, see, I have a simple program called as without synchronization program. In that I will show the, so that without synchronization I will execute a program. I am getting this output. What is the output I am getting is flower bracket welcome, and after that square bracket new, and after that square bracket programmer, and after that the closed square brackets welcome. But what is the output I am expecting is, but what is the output I am expecting in this particular program is, see. So what is the program, what is the output I am expecting is, I am expecting the output. Hey, ఏమైంది? Hey, ఏమైంది? క్లాస్ చెప్తున్నా బ్రో. ఏయ్ క్లాసు అయ్యా నువ్వు రావాలి. ఏయ్ ఓ చెప్పి మాట అర్థం కదా నీకు. అడేసి శిషా అడేసి అడుగు వేసి ఆడు ఆడు పడుకో. శశాంక్ నువ్వు వదిలేసి లక్ష్మి 15 నిమిషాలు వెళ్ళి పడుకు వేసి. So actually, I'm expecting this is the output. Welcome, programmer, and the all those messages whatever I'm passing, those should be in the closed square brackets. But what is happening is I am not getting that output. Why I am not getting that output is, see, I will explain the simple concept. So what is happening is, see the program. So here what I am doing is I have two threads. So I have a thread called, I have a simple thread called as the first. For that is I having an object called as fnew, and I have a second class, and for that I created three different kinds of object. And for that particular second thread, what I am doing is I am passing fnew, that is the object what I have created here, and also the welcome message. What first of all explain what the first class is doing. What is the first class is, the first class contains a simple method display, and whatever the message I will pass. So see here, whatever the message I will pass to display method, that particular message is taken by this particular string message, and it is going to print. That's why I'm getting, see here. So that's why I'm getting square bracket open welcome is, here I'm printing square bracket plus message, that is I'm passing the welcome. Then after that my thread is slept for the 1 second, and if any error is have any except is going to generate, going to print the particular. Then after that, after sleeping for 1000 milliseconds, and now it is printing the closed square bracket. So that's why automatically I need to get. But why I am getting only open square bracket welcome, open square bracket new, open square bracket programmer, then finally I'm getting closed square brackets, is what is happening is, see this. Now you can understand what is happening is, after first open square bracket welcome has been printed. Meanwhile I have several threads are also there. That is what second class is also doing. I explain, then you can understand better what the second class doing is. So for the second class I am passing the fnew object, and I am also passing the welcome message. So what is here I am doing in the object of second class created, the constructor will be called, the fp contains that fnew object, and string is going to store my message. Now what I am doing is, for that particular message, that str whatever the message welcome I pass, I am storing into a variable called as message, and after that, and that particular object whatever I pass, I am storing that the object is the class of first class type. That's why I am storing into fobj is equal to fp. Like this I have stored this whatever the parameters I passed, that is the object fnew and welcome into these two. One is fobj of object message. Then after that I am calling the start. Start is automatically calls the run method. In the run method what I am doing is, with the help of this particular first class object fobj, I am calling the display method and by passing the message. So that is why why I am getting that particular welcome is, so open square bracket welcome is coming. Now meanwhile what is, so after that what is required, close square bracket also come. But what is happened is, here I have for the second class three threads are there, That's why after first welcome square bracket open welcome has been printed, square bracket open new has been started, and square bracket program has started. That is the why I am not getting the required output. So I am getting this kind of an output. Now what is required is until the first SS object work is completed, the remaining SS1 SS2 work should not be started. How we can make that? So simple that. So this is here what is lacking is we are lacking the synchronization problem. So how we are achieving that particular synchronization in this particular Java programming is simply what is the who is printing this particular welcome new programmer is everything is printing by the display method. Now before that particular display method, what I had made is before the display method I made as a synchronize. So when I made as a synchronize, automatically at a time only one thread is going to be accessed until that particular thread work is not completed. Remaining other threads will not use the particular display method. That is the reason why. See here. That is the reason why whatever my desired output, that is open square bracket welcome, then close the square bracket, open square bracket programmer and close square bracket, that is the expected output I am getting. What same previous code, there is no modification of the previous code, but what I made is before the display method, I placed a keyword called as the synchronize. What the main use of the synchronized keyword is, it made that at a time only single thread can access that particular display method. That's why remaining threads are also started the work, but they are not able to. That is where they are lacking is for every thread for whatever the threads we have, SS, SS1, SS2, every thread is having the run method. Every run method is going to call FOBJ or display. But they came to the display here, but it is synchronized. They don't have the access until the whatever the before thread is running currently accessing. It releases the particular method. No other thread is not going to access it. So this is so where we can solve different kind of data inconsistent problems by using concept called as synchronization. And for example, this is called as synchronization methods. This particular synchronization we can also do for a block also. I told you synchronization can be applied for methods and blocks also. What is that block? I will show you. So what is synchronization for block is, now the synchronization is not put before this particular display method. Where we can use the synchronization is here. Here we will whatever the object which is causing this calling the display method is FOBJ. Now synchronized of FOBJ, and within that we can call that method FOBJ or display. So whatever the object is responsible to call that particular display method, that object we put in a block called as the synchronized block. So that is the difference between what is synchronized method is before the method name we will put simply keyword synchronize. This is called a synchronized method. And what is synchronized block is that portion of a code which is calling that particular method, that code itself will be placed inside that particular block called as the synchronized block. So this is also gives us the same expected output. So see this. So that is the advantage. So this is called as synchronization. So next concept